Hello. Hello, my beautiful humans, my friends, my followers. I'm just, I am popping on live today, and I hate to say that because it's like I'm coming to you without request and permission. However, I'm not sure how to start these lives other than I'm popping on. So today, I am celebrating the last 4 days of teaching in the Empower the Better Leadership Challenge, and it was a new training that I had hosted. And 70 beautiful human beings raised their hand and said, yes, I'd love to participate. And we've had some fantastic conversations all week long. Today, I wanted to share with you how yesterday's session rocked my world like it hasn't been rocked in a very long time. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Tammy, and I am an ex-target of workplace bullying, and I'm extremely passionate about helping people get ahead of that so that they don't become a target. I don't think anybody needs to go through what I went through in order to live. I'm wondering, can you hear me okay? Is my mic on? No, my mic is on. I'm a firm believer of being upstream and changing the culture of relationships and workplaces so people do not suffer at all. But I don't want you to have to experience the depths of which I had gone through. And this is what rocked my world yesterday. And I think it's important to share this because on social media, even myself, I kind of get, struck by how easy life looks for people. And social media is really good at making us all feel like we're less than and we're not incapable, or that we are incapable because we're just not there yet, right? So I wanted to just share with you the realities of what happens sometimes when I teach. And so for those who were with me live yesterday, you witnessed the journey that I took yesterday, and I want to share with you. It lasted a long time after that. So typically when I'm teaching, I draw a lot from my own journey, and I share my experience quite willingly and openly with others, so that one, they can see themselves in the story, because I didn't see myself in the story when I was first being bullied. I thought I just had a bad boss. I thought I had somebody who was a micromanager. I thought I had somebody who had no training. I thought I had somebody who was just incapable of leading people, and they were just too much in their own head about what a leader should be. And I took that challenge on. I'm like, yeah, I'll teach this person how to treat me. I can train them. And I didn't know the signs of workplace bullying at the time, which sounds crazy because they're so obvious, but it's such a reality for many people. And in my trainings, I often share my journey from, this high-rising nurse. Obviously I was seen as someone who would, what's the word? Advance ahead of others first. And that was awesome. I was so incredibly excited for my career. And then things kind of halted and stalled, and I didn't realize what was happening behind the scenes. So I share my journey from going from this person who was on track to advance and the career was like right there in front of her, to somebody who halted and then dove deep down into what was likely depression, but I really resisted that. Anxiety, panic attacks. I got to the point where I was afraid to leave my home. And I openly share my journey so people can see the damage, but also see themselves in that journey and know that they can get out of that journey. It doesn't have to be a destination. And it was a destination for me for a long time. And typically when I share my journey, it is without any emotional attachment to it. I'm far beyond that. I'm not a survivor. I'm not a target. I'm an ex-target. It'll never happen again, in the sense that I won't let it take me down that negative pathway. I've got tools and resources now, and I know that I have choice. But yesterday, in sharing my story, every once in a while I'll get a flash of emotion. I just go right back into that moment where that anxiety is, and that anxiety is in there, and I need to take a few moments, and I can usually manage it and then carry on. But yesterday, that emotion stuck with me. I actually had a hard time recovering during the training, and I was shaking. I had a massive cortisol rush, and it drained me. That's why you see this today. I was exhausted yesterday, and I couldn't shake it. So why do I want to share that? Because I want you to know the realities of what happens when us as leaders in our own lives, or if you have a formal position, when we don't step in, when we don't know the signs, or when we don't acknowledge that we have a role and a responsibility to make things better, and when we don't know how. That's the biggest thing I hear a lot of people is, I don't know what the right words are. I don't know how. I don't have the confidence. I'm not sure if what I'm going to do is going to make a difference. And so then people just don't. And I don't really have an objective other than to share with you that life can be extremely hard sometimes. And yesterday, if you witnessed it, you saw the realities of what it can be like when you feel victimized in the workplace and how much it takes to step into the arena still and be committed to creating a better workplace for yourself. And you were able to see, and some of them who are live with me know these struggles. They were very kind and held space for me, but you were able to witness the immense commitment to a goal that had to be there to overcome the all-consuming anxiety that just floods into a person's body. And we don't often get a glimpse of that. We get lots of quotes and pictures and things on social media that kind of just share how life is and can be beautiful again. And I do believe in that, and I do live that most of the time. But I think it was just important to note that my world was rocked yesterday, y'all. Like, it was, my God. That live was at 11 in the morning and went till noon. I was still crying at supper time. Like, I was still trying to figure out how to regain my composure and, get back into that space that I'm usually in now. And so it took a lot of work. Just wanted to put this out there. It took a lot of work. And what I drew upon, I had to go into my, we all have to go into our resources and our tools that we learn to overcome this. And I had to do that hardcore. And a friend came over and she sat with me and we hardcored it and, just kind of set myself straight again to move forward today. With that, I want you to know, if you're watching this live, if you're watching the replay, actually I should pull the comments up in case there's any I haven't even been paying attention. There we go. So if you have anything to say, you're welcome to. This isn't just a monologue. This is really here to support you. And I hope it supports you in some way. With that, I want you to know that just because it's hard, it doesn't mean it has to stay hard. You are not alone. This is what I want you to know primarily, is you're not alone. If you are struggling right now, if you're going, what is going on? Why can't I make this work? Why am I feeling different? Why am I feeling less than? Why am I feeling like nobody sees me, hears me, values me? I want you to know I see you and I value you. And I know how hard it is to do the work that you're doing to get back to that place where others can see you and value you and appreciate you. I am one of those who lives with an invisible disability, right? The anxiety, the panic. Thankfully, I've overcome the agoraphobia. I'm no longer stuck in my house, although I often come live to you from my house, but that's not because I feel stuck here anymore. But I used to feel stuck, afraid to leave my home. And so the work can be done to bring you back to a path of happy, peace, productivity. You are more than what is going on and happening to you right now. If you're curious about the processes that I have put in place for myself and that I teach others so that they can overcome these moments too, and just being real, they still come. And that's kind of why I wanted to share with you today, is that in spite of everything I've been through, and in spite of the fact that some days my world is rocked, and I'm going to tell you, this has not happened to me in a good many, many, many years. Like, I can't even remember the last time I'd been this rocked by this experience. But it was almost therapeutic yesterday. Like, I needed to go to that last piece that I was holding on to release it and to move forward in a different way, in a more empowering way. So if you were with me for the last 4 days, we were talking about how to empower your leadership. And maybe that is exactly why I had this amazing, okay, let's not call it amazing, why I had this moment yesterday of being rocked and having to go back down into that place and feeling all the feels and knowing all the fears, because I needed to level up yesterday. And it's working through me today. And I just felt so compelled to come on and share this with you today, that as you journey towards your peaceful, productive life, there are pathways that can help you get there faster. Yes. There are strategies that you can use to come back into the power in which you have somehow lost along the way. There are strategies to help you empower yourself and those around you so that you feel like you have the protection and the value that you need in order to withstand the circumstances in which you are in right now. One of the things I teach people is how to have conversations, how to lead when it's difficult. How to lead when it's difficult. It doesn't matter what your title is. I often am titleless. I don't have a title in that would give me authority and position over anybody else in which I can officially lead. However, I lead every day, and this is what I wanted to impose upon you today, is that leadership is not a position. Leadership is a connection, and leadership is easy peasy when there ain't nothing going wrong, when life is coasting along and everybody's getting along. It's in those moments of difficulties, those tiny moments when you're complaining about the dishes not being done, or you're complaining about how somebody's lunch has been in the fridge for like 3 weeks and has now grown legs, or you're complaining about how people just never leave you alone at work. Whatever it is going on in your life, those little moments make leadership difficult. And leadership does not have to be difficult, and it is not attached to a title. Obviously, it helps if you have a title because you can set the culture, but it is not required. So lead in your life, become empowered in your life to make the change and the difference for others. And me coming on here today, I suppose, is just one simple, small way in which I'm hoping to empower you to share that even though yesterday was difficult and it rocked my world in depths I haven't felt in a long time, I'm back today. I'm standing today. And even with all of what happened in the last 24 hours for me emotionally and draining, I am still standing today and leading in my life. And I want you to have that same sense of power. Now, with that, I'll share with you in January, I have another cohort starting. If you're interested in learning more about how to empower yourself and to lead when it's difficult, it's called Conquer Conflict. It's really giving you the tools and the frameworks in order to move through these difficult moments so that you can still come on the other side of that, leading where people are inspired by you, where people look towards you for guidance, in spite of the difficult times that people hide behind often. But I'm full out here showing and sharing it with you in hopes that it inspires you to continue to lead in your life. So I don't really have an objective other than I wanted you to know that life's not always easy. Life is not always easy, and it's not fair, and it's not meant to be. These are all moments that you get to experience. Yeah, I said it, that you get to experience. You don't have to. You get to experience these moments because when you are in these moments of difficulties, this is your moment of growth. This is your moment of possibility. This is your moment of potential. And tapping into that deeper knowing being of who you are will help you rise through and above what you are going through right now. You are not alone. There's nothing wrong with you. All right. That's my message. I rambled probably a whole lot more than I needed to, but I just felt like I needed to come on and share with you what was in my heart and be honest about what happened yesterday in terms of, just how everything was hard. But I'm back. And we're going forward. Take care, guys.